So here's a quick tutorial on using the calculator for our last two sections of two-sample. So for a dependent and a proportion. So if you have a dependent sample, I recommend you use the lists in your calculator. So you can go to Stat, then click Enter on Edit. And I'm going to clear out my data set real quick. So I'm going to go to the top of my row and then click Clear Down to make sure my lists are empty. Now, when you have a data set in front of you, list 1, list 2 is going to be all of your before and after, your pre and post, your old and new. So I've just got the first 3 lines of a data set in front of me. So I've got 24, 22, and 25. And my list would keep going. I have more to that data set, but we're just getting the gist of it. The top of list 2, in here, we're going to type in all of our new scores. So 26, 25, 25. Now, what's useful with using the list is if you go to the top of list 3. So we're over in list 3 right now, but you're going to click the up arrow so that you are highlighted on the L3. Type in second 1. That's going to change it to list 1 minus second 2. What this will do is it'll take everything from list 1 minus list 2 for each one of your rows when we click enter. So these are all of your differences. So -2, -3, 0. Perfect. Now, that's the only column I need to have in my calculator in order to find the mean and the standard deviation for a dependent set. So I can now go to Stat, right arrow to Calc, click enter on one of our stats, and change this to list 3, and go down to calculate. Now, I'm not going to show it because my numbers don't have all of my data set, so my numbers are not going to be the same if you're doing this at home with the full data set. But what you are going to get is your X bar and your SX. That is going to be your mean and your standard deviation, which then lets you do your test statistic afterwards. Now, the only other thing I wanted to point out, and just as a reminder, when you're typing in then for your proportions, so this is from section 8.4, you want to be able to use that alpha y equals, have that pop up little fraction, so you can type in on top the decimal value for the proportions. So each one of your sample proportions, you're subtracting them. This is the one from our notes example. You can put the -0 or leave it off on top for population proportion. But then a reminder on bottom, it is a radical around everything that comes after it. So after that would be our weighted P, so P bar times Q bar. If you put them in parentheses like I am, you don't necessarily need the times symbol in between. You can put it in there if you'd like. And then the fraction. 1 over each sample size added together. Remember, to get out of a fraction, you hit the right arrow just once. Have my plus sign, make another fraction. 1 over 250. Again, one right arrow click to get out from underneath the fraction, and I can close that parenthesis. Before you click enter, always make sure that that radical symbol, your square root bar, keeps going all the way around your numbers, all the way to the very end for this one, and then click enter. So 2.4189 when we're rounding it off to 4.